folks. Welcome to Revolutionary War in the USA tonight with my great British friend, Daisy Blossom Flower Child, who will represent the Redcoats.
Of course.
We don't like it.
I'm terribly sorry though. Red is not my favorite color though. It's actually blue. But yeah, I'll be the Redcoats.
Okay.
Open your eyes so I can see the whites of them.
Would you like a spot of tea?
And stop.
Okay. All right. Take two was not any better than the first one, was it?
No, it wasn't. Sorry. And my British accent I was laughing in my head, so it was also terrible, but
it sort of sounded Scottish in a way for a little bit.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'd been listening to some things that were Irish and Scottish, and so I lost my British accent there. So yeah, wrong country entirely.
All right. Well, by the way, I'm trying to find my background that I had earlier. There we go. Here's the real show.
There we go.
Yay! There we go.
Good, because I simply do not know as much about the Civil War as you do.
I was actually going Revolutionary War, though, my friend.
Oh, that's true. You were.
Yeah.
Now that one I do know a bit about.
Well, you know what's so interesting with the American Revolution, and sometimes when you get over this way and can spend some time up in the Carolinas had a lot more of the action in the American Revolution than the Northeast did in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Much of it was fought in the South, and people do not realize that. We actually stumbled upon several different battlefields. Musgrove Mill, which is in South Carolina, which is where we watched the totality of the eclipse in 2017.
Nice.
It was like we just got there, we parked, and it was just a wonderful thing. So, there was Kings Mountain. There's Camden. They also had one that was loosely based on The Patriot, with the movie, the way they did it there. And
oh no, I understand. Yeah, that was very loose. The Patriot was very loosely based on reality too, but
oh, really?
Well, it isn't. It isn't. When you do a movie, even if it's about an actual historical event, you're not doing a documentary. You're trying to make it entertaining and make it a movie, and so it is different. I mean, otherwise it'd be a documentary with reenactments, and that's a whole different ballgame. So, my husband very much liked that movie. I'm okay with it. It's just a very difficult movie to watch.
Well, it's got some fun and it's got some emotionally charged things. It's really, really cool. That's the thing with it. And I'm just that it's got the music, the scoring, got all that stuff, and that's it's really, really neat. To see it. I love the theme. I love the music. I'm a sucker for that. Always for the history, of course, and all that. So
yes, my husband is too. He's more into the history of World War II. And then second would be World War I, and then the American Revolution would be.
Yeah,
I skips over the Civil War.
But. Yeah, well, that's okay, but we were amazed that we stumbled upon it because the first time at Musgrove Mill, it was like we found a little waterfall, and we got pictures of Aang out there walking through the water. We always tried to get the kids to go back and go swimming, but they wouldn't. They got a little bit older and they wouldn't actually go swimming because it was really one of those cool things. So, yeah. But hey, all good, my friend. Shall we get started about the movies from 1984?
Most definitely.
All right. Well, let's do this first. We're going to talk. We got 7 people watching. We got 5 people right now on the YouTube side, 2 that are on Twitch. Follow us over on Twitch. Like and subscribe over here on the YouTube side. Feel free, please share the stream out on whatever social media outlets you have. Because this is an amazing year, 1984. We're coming up on the 40th anniversary this year, and wow, just it's all packed. But we're going to start off with Putin's cat. Hello, comrade. Hey, Chunky Chili. You made it. So all right. Yes, the movie sucks. So hey.
Mr. Angel says hello.
Yes, Daisy Blossom's here. We got to say hi to the black cat, the Bombay cat first. And
that's Binks.
and we're on Twitch. Yes, that was so funny when I watched that movie with the sisters. I was like, Hocus Pocus for the first time. I'm like,
Mhm.
Thackeray Binks. I'm like, wait, that's her
Yeah,
cat. Yes,
that is true. That is who he's named after.
exactly. And hello back to you, Mr. Angel. Welcome in tonight. Welcome, man. Good to see you tonight. So we've got 10 people now watching. Thank you. Hit that like, subscribe, share it out, and all that good fun stuff. Daisy, when you
Yes.
think 1984, where were you then?
My husband and I had gotten married in 1983. So
Oh, wow, okay.
the majority of 1984 was the first year we were married.
I was a 14-year-old.
That's what was going on because there's an age difference.
With the missus too.
Just a little bit.
No, it's not that much. Come on, you know that. But hey. And DJ Play Nice, wee! Welcome. Good to see you, DJ. How are you tonight? Oh ho 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 ho! But yeah, I was 14. Some good movies come out this year. But you know what? I was never able to go to a lot of movies. This one I did see one movie in the theater that year because I think my parents did drop me off. I think I managed to see it, and I'll tell you about it a little bit later. But I actually saw it. Was able to hoodwink them to drop me off. Actually had a kid visiting for the summer, friend down the street who actually went with me. Of course, the grandmother was deeply religious and was like really not sure about us going, but she did let him go. It was like, you know, he didn't need bad influences, I guess. And I'm like, you know, it was like, okay.
Well, okay, so back when I was 14, my parents had, you know, some rules about what movies would and would not be allowed. So, I mean, Star Wars, my dad took me to. So,
yes.
And that was in 77. I think I was still 14 when we went to the movie. 14 or 15, somewhere in there. But yeah, I mean, you know, you were 14 in 84. I was married, you know, my husband and I didn't have to ask my parents' permission to go to the movies anymore.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't drive at that point, but they didn't go.
Right.
I think the missus was probably 1920, so she was already independent and wild. I just feel like kidding about that.
But she was wild for me. That's good. I was never a wild child. I'm more of a wild child now than I was when I was a teenager.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was very straight-laced, square-pegged, very round world. Like,
well, you're very prim and proper, but when the cat side comes out, it can come out. So.
Oh, yes. Earlier this week, I was having difficulties with technology, and you should have heard the hissing and the high-pitched yowling. I was not a happy camper.
Well, Putin's cat had a different experience 6 months after he got his first apartment. Oh, that could be interesting. Well, hey.
Yeah, the first apartments are always very interesting.
This is our first and only house that we are in tonight because it's like, yay, we bought cheap and we we do not regret the low's house payment. Now our escrow is like more than our house payment.
Yeah.
With insurance.
Well, we lived in California at the time, so we had to move to Nevada to own a house.
Oh, wow. California had gotten that difficult even back then.
The Bay Area was it was always kind of a difficult higher end place to live. And it just skyrocketed when the quote unquote peninsula became Silicon Valley. So then it just, So in 2004, we said we both had full-time jobs and we were never going to own a house. So we moved to Nevada and we own a house.
Yay! Well, Mr. Angel was 16 in 84. I had free range of choice of movies after introduce my family the medium of VHS. Well, Betamax first. Betamax first. This is still used with Betamax tapes at the TV station when she was still working. It was actually kind of funny. And
DJ we didn't have Betamax. We used VHS.
Yeah, everybody knew Betamax died quickly. And DJ said Square Pegs. Love that show.
Yeah. My Square Peg in a Round World. Yes. That was a TV show.
So Putin's cat worked in a movie theater shortly after that, so literally had a choice.
Yeah. Oh God, you see, my heart goes out to people when they work at movie theaters and there's some movie that they just don't like, and they're like stuck with that at work, you know?
Or how about if you're working at a movie theater and you don't like Taylor Swift, and the Taylor Swift movie comes out, and you got to deal with all the people coming through.
Oh God, yes, her fans. I went to one for that kind of a concert, and they interspersed what do you call it, interviews, sit down interviews for the band Def Leppard, and for it being a rock band in a movie theater, we were all older because the band is also older, and yeah, well, we stood up and we sung even though we were in a movie theater. We were way better behaved than some of the other fans, young bands today.
Yes, I understand that. Well, let's look at some of the movies through 1984, and we can either go down the list through months. I'm going to hold off on the highest grossing domestic, or would you like to tell us some of the movies that you hold near and dear from 1984 first? We can start anywhere.
Maybe we'll hold off on that and just generally talk about them rather than,
well, let's start the January through March movies. Let's start there.
Okay, so I have, oh, go ahead, because I was going to say I have two that I chose movies that we'd actually gone to see in the movie theater, and I did not choose the movies that you and I had already discussed.
Okay.
So like Indiana Jones, and those kinds of ones.
Okay, so do you want to go with do you want to go with your first thing, or do you want me to start with this?
Whichever way you'd like to do.
Okay, well, I'll start with this then. So, Spinal Tap and Amadeus, favorite music movies of '84.
I loved Amadeus. Loved Amadeus.
Amadeus. Hey, Brogu, welcome, Brogu. Good to see you tonight. Of course, Putin's cat's coming up with Doom.
Yep. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Movies that were released in the January to March 1984 time frame. On January 13th, a movie called Angel was. Angel. Do not know much about it. Do not recognize.
Never heard of it.
Names of it. Hey, here's our good viewer Tina, the Naughty Dragon. If she was here tonight, mentioned one time we were talking about these Hot Dog the movie.
Yeah, I did. I didn't know what that was either.
That was one of those stupid. Just a movie type thing. So, and see, Mr. Angel loves Amadeus.
Yep. See, I loved Amadeus. We'll get there.
Yep. Let's see, The Buddy System, which had Richard Dreyfuss, Susan Sarandon, Nancy Allen in that one.
Oh, if it had Richard Dreyfuss, I might have seen it. I just don't remember it.
And it had a young Will Wheaton, everybody's favorite Wesley Crusher.
Oh God, he might have not have gone seen it if it had Wesley Crusher in it.
Okay, just had to throw it out for you Trek fans. So there's one, Woody Allen. Of course, I had Mia Farrow in it because when is Mia Farrow not with Woody Allen until many years later? Actually, I had Howard Cosell called Broadway Danny Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Then The Lonely Guy on January 27th. Again, it looks like a Neil Simon screenplay. So, and in January, El Norte.
El Norte.
It's a Spanish language movie, a Spanish movie that they've got here. So,
cool.
None of those I've seen. So January starts us off with a whimper. So,
I hadn't either. I think I hadn't seen anything until March. Now we might have, but I didn't really.
No,
nothing
you'll know some in February though. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I will.
So, all right. So we will start a movie called and Brogu. I agree. The 80s was a great decade.
It was a very good. It was hard. Like you pick a year and someone says, well, what is your favorite? It's really hard because there were so many good movies every year.
And not just movies, music. I know DJ
that too. Yes,
DJ's a big music guy, and one night we just had an impromptu squirrel stream. We did 4 different polls, picking different 80s songs, ranking the bands, and it's like I really need to do something focused on 80s music at some point. And I know he's offered, and it's just you know life, all the
I
stuff we
do.
got going on over here, and it's just I would love to do it very soon one day, but not enough hours in the day, having to check up on mom and so many other things. It's just really interesting times this day and age. But yes, that is still on my agenda, and I am still really seriously wanting to consider to do that. So
Cool.
that a with that, let's see. Reagan was reelected. Let's have
Yeah,
an
he
80s
was.
party your place. I agree. We can have an 80s party right now. We'll do that. In February, February 3rd is a movie called Reckless. It had Aidan Quinn and Daryl Hannah in it.
You know, it did sound familiar when I read the blurb, but I can't say for certain that we saw it.
Yeah.
I liked Aidan Quinn, though.
Didn't. Yeah, I definitely didn't.
Well, no.
Unfaithfully Yours was next. It's a Nastasia Kinski Dudley Moore movie. It's got Armando Sante. Have you heard of that?
Nastasia Kinski. I probably have.
She was really big at the time, and
she was huge. She was in Cat People.
Yeah, it was weird, and I can't remember what made her famous, but she just jumped on the scene.
Quite beautiful and young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. And it has
a girl. I mean, long hair, right? Yeah.
And it had Albert Brooks in it too. So.
Mm-hmm.
So, here's one that I know you've got to have: a Michael Caine movie. Valerie Harper was in it. Demi Moore was in it. Actually, Blame It on Rio.
Yeah, I love the several of those actors, especially Michael Caine, but I couldn't remember this one either.
Really, I remember. I've never watched it, but I remember the name. It was especially.
Is it a chick flick?
It probably is.
Well, okay, because I didn't normally do chick flicks. Very, very few.
Yeah, it's considered. It was
a romantic-y comedy.
Yeah, directed by Stanley Donen, written by Charlie Peters and Larry Gelbart, based on the 1977 French film Un Moment d'Arrêtement.
Don't ask me.
It was considered a romantic comedy.
Okay, yeah, not really. My hubby and I are not really into. There was one which I think is 1984, so I'm not going to say it. That's a romantic comedy that both of us died laughing. We were having so much fun, but I can't remember what year it is, so I'm not going to say it right now.
I'm not really into rom-coms.
No, we aren't either. Yeah.
Yeah, I got other things. Crackers. Which is Jack Warden movie. Sean Penn, Donald Sutherland in this one. Actually, I had Wallace Shawn in it. Christine Baranski. Some of these names I did not know till the 2000s, and I'm like, they've been around that long.
Well, yeah, I think Donald Sutherland. Is it Donald
Sutherland?
His dad or his son? He has a son who's also an actor.
Yeah,
Kiefer. Kiefer Sutherland started acting when he was quite young. So.
Well, like Christine Baranski is somebody I had not heard of till like the 2000s, like till after the mid 90s, and I'm like, she's been around that long, I guess. Of course, that's what I was wondering. Was she a teenager? Yes, exactly, and we are going to get it to those two
We'll get there,
and we're going to ask maybe some of your favorites. Footloose. What do you think of that movie?
Okay, I have never seen Footloose. I know what it's about. I know the jokes from it and the memes, but I have never seen the movie.
At 13 years old, I took the preacher's side. You bunch of drunk teenage hippies. You're going to hell and with all the dancing and stuff. I'm like, of course, make him the wacko and all this stuff and all that. But
I love it.
I hated this damn movie. Even as old. Another one that I hated as a youngster, Dirty Dancing.
I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah, Dad knows to keep the bummy boys away. No. Dad's the got that problem. But Footloose was Kevin Bacon, obviously. Laurie Singer was in it. Diane Wiest, and of course, everybody's bad guy that they love to hate as a minister, John Lithgow. Of course,
I love John Lithgow as an actor. He's a great actor.
Good character, bad character, whatever it is.
Doesn't matter.
This one also had Sarah Jessica Parker in it.
Oh, yeah, it did. Wow.
Yeah. And
I recognize the names.
Yep. And Sutherland still, I mean, even a few years ago did the Hunger Games. So, hey,
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Hey,
he was a bad guy in that. He did that bad guy role really good in the Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, he did. And good to see Atwood. Glad you could stop by. But
hi, Atwood.
But he also played the kind of stoned out tank driver in Kelly's Heroes. Love those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was in movies in the 70s.
I do remember. Shake those hips and feet. No. The missus has trained me not to dance, okay? Oops, wrong channel. Atwood. There you go. Well, where's Hungry Boy? If I get Hungry Boy, I'd do safety dance for him. Safety dance.
It's safety dance.
Well, we got two more movies. We got two more movies in February. Also on the 17th was called Laster. This is a Tom Selleck, Jane Seymour movie.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't see it because we really like Tom Selleck, but I don't remember it at all.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to catch everything these days, and of course, you either saw it in the theater or if it made cable somehow, that's the only way you could ever see it. Not like today where you can get it on streaming or DVD because it's at Walmart in about 2 days. Preppies is another one.
Never heard of it.
Nope, it was apparently a Platinum Pictures on the Playboy channel. So,
well, that's why I never heard of it.
Yep, that closes out February.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
So now we go into March. We got some bigger movies this month in March, guys. So feel free to put in movies that you like out there in the chat, and we'll get to it. Tell us if you like them. Tell us movies you hate. Also,
yeah, we will get to some of those too. Obviously, Footloose triggered Dad Man.
Exactly. Yeah, your movie didn't come out in 1988, but you missed 84 back when you had a human buddy. Yeah. Probably not tonight. Probably not tonight.
No.
Look, when you talk Porky's and Revenge of the Nerds, you got enough of that. We got enough material with those movies tonight. But starting March 2nd was also Against All Odds. This was one with Rachel Ward, Jeff Bridges. This one was famous to me for Phil Collins, the drummer from Genesis, as the solo doing this theme song for this.
Oh, I love the music of Phil Collins.
Yes, exactly.
He did the one for Miami Vice. It was like an MTV music video with the car, and the song was in the air tonight.
Oh, In the Air Tonight.
Yeah.
In the Air Tonight. Oh,
it's a beautiful. Yeah. And then he does that fantastic, because he's a drummer. He did that fantastic drum solo. Because it starts out really quiet, and all of a sudden,
I love that drum solo. Yes,
yeah,
definitely. That's the thing with the 80s music. You had great guitar riffs and solos, and great drum solos.
Mm-hmm. They're great for air drumming at a stoplight. Not that I ever did that while I was driving.
And Broku just tagged on to what you said about the Miami Vice had a lot of great music.
Yes, it did. It had excellent music.
Jan Hammer's instrumental thing. Was it Jan Hammer did the instrumental? Jan Hammer. Okay. You had that. You had and even Glenn Frey did a song kind of ripped off of it.
They made the song fit into what they were doing, and as I said, it was almost like it being music videos that went in the center of whatever the story was. That show was so well done. Yeah, Land of Confusion is a great song. Yep.
Music Miami Vice. Atwood said Friday the 13th final chapter came out April 13th, 1984. We're getting there in a second. In fact,
we'll get there.
Yeah, exactly. It was far for the final chapter. And here she is, Tina the Naughty Dragon herself. Welcome tonight.
Hello. I love your wings, girl.
Yeah. She's been around for the last few weeks and on the Mrs. Channel. Wonderful to have you tonight. There was, because I would go doing what I did before, and I'd mentioned you specifically about Hot Dog the movie. When we
Yeah, you missed
went
it. It
to
was in January.
yeah, Hot Dog the movie, and actually that's a movie that when Tina there's another one up the river, I think, up the creek. Tina recommended that I do need to look at too. So, and I believe that's another 1984 movie. But welcome to have you here. We got Gwagnar here.
Hello.
Miami Vice was originally pitched as MTV Cops.
Yes, that's what it was.
Why
That's some
not?
really good. That's some really good stories, though, man.
Yeah, Mr. Angel still loves Crockett's theme. It's one of his
Mm-hmm.
favorites. So, all right, and then I remember, yes, Atwood. It's funny how that I noticed that when I looked at that. So, yeah, Burger saying Phil Collins, Glenn Frey. It seemed like every song was a great song and went hand in hand with MTV and music videos. Miami Vice seemed like a big music. Yeah, because I Glenn Frey with the Smuggler's Blues, and he gets double crossed at the end, and really cool.
Because back in the beginning, MTV was actually music television, and they had amazing videos. Now, some bands, they just basically ripped off, something they'd done on American Bandstand or something like that, because they'd show a Beatles song and it would be from, in black and white and all that kind of stuff. But when they really got into the music videos, MTV was an amazing thing. And then Miami Vice played right into that.
Yeah, and you had groups like Duran Duran that fed into it too. They made they could tell stories about their song in the videos.
Yes, in the videos.
Or you could just sit there and fake airplay everything too. So
that you could do that as well. And sometimes if you really liked the band and you might have thought they were positively adorable, it was just fine if they air guitared whatever they wanted.
Yes. Well, let's
for 2 minutes and 60 seconds.
There you go. Well, we're going to move on in March. Harry and Son, a Paul Newman directed movie, actually starred him also with Robbie Benson, Ellen Barkin, Wilford Brimley. Just a lot of this. Morgan Freeman. This had Ossie Davis, the star-studded cast in this one, but it's one I never saw. So, and see, folks, if we do an '80s music show, we have we can talk about MTV, all the crazies. So, exactly. Yeah. You did that, and
Def Leppard, Motley Crue. Okay, I'm sorry. Movies. We're not talking about music. Movies.
Daisy, you're not supposed to be a headbanger. You're this nice lady that's nice and quiet.
Back to the okay, all right. So I happen to like some of Paul Simon's the 60s folk music because I'm old. No. But I am definitely a headbanger.
I know. That freaked the hell out of me the first time.
I'm a former drummer, so
I know you are. Oh, Max said a Doomcock raid. Hey, welcome everybody. Then hey, welcome.
Oh, great welcome.
Then. Hey, I'll take whatever we get. Good to see you guys. Oh, Mr. Angel's trying to tick me off.
Sweet dreams are made of these. My dad liked that song.
That lady was so and hello, Mrs. How are you today?
Hello, Mrs.
We'll just blame it on Brogu. Brogu brought up the music. No, I'm just kidding.
It's back to the movies. Yes, back to the movies.
Well, I mean, that's one thing when we talk 80s music, we've got to bring in MTV and the role it played and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That, I agree. Remote Control was like one of the first things that they did. I remember that was not music, but I tell you, it was a darn good show. That was one of the last really good new game shows that I've seen. I love that. Had Kari Wurr in it and all that. Mm-hmm. So great things. All right. Repo Man was Harry Dean Stanton. Emilio Estevez was in this one. Sahara had Brooke Shields in it. John Rhys Davies. This is Spinal Tap. We had that mentioned earlier. We know that people like This is Spinal Tap. It's still a movie I have not seen before.
I have not seen the whole movie either. I have seen parts of it, but not all of it.
Brogu, big hug.
What's happening?
Bro, he said, Mrs. Tell me to take it easy on me. I love it. I am stuck in the 80s, my friend. I am so stuck in the 80s. We are going to have a lot of fun. And with Tina's knowledge and everybody that loves the 80s, yes, exactly. You needed. Yeah. That's the thing is we try to be different, and we like to talk about different things. But hey, good to see you, Max. Thanks for coming over. Yeah. Yeah, some of the stuff gets old, but say, hey, what's never old is great classic movies that are now turning 40 years old. Like this is Spinal Tap. Children of the Corn. Our friend Atwood loves horror movies.
Nope,
Children of the
not a
Corn.
horror. Nope.
Well,
Nope.
that Linda Hamilton, who we'll hear in
Yep.
another movie this year. The Hotel New Hampshire, which was a Jodie Foster, Bo Bridges, Rob Lowe movie. Nastasia Kinski again.
Mm-hmm. She's in everything.
Wilford Brimley, he's in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mike's Murder was a James Bridges. Deborah Winger was in this one. Paul Winfield was in this. Pete's Dragon was re-released by Disney.
So
in 1984.
So Liam, whoops, I messed up. Hold on, sorry, because I'm following what you're talking about. Liam really likes Pete's Dragon, so I did as well. So we would have, well, he wasn't born when this was re-released, but when we got it on VHS, when he was a kid, he liked Pete's Dragon. He thought that was a cute movie when he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
He does not ever wish, by the way, if you're listening, don't ever remake it, okay? Right. Please stop remaking things. Okay, right. Moving on.
Okay. Well, I wonder if Tina the naughty dragon, liked Pete's Dragon. You know, I don't remember if you saw how Tina greeted us tonight.
Yes, I did.
Hello, my snacks.
Mm.
Yes, naughty dragon. Yes. All right.
Meow.
Meow. Which leads us into one of the biggest movies probably of 1984. And we're going to talk about the top 10 grossing domestic in a few minutes. Splash.
Yep. Loved it.
Daryl Hannah, Tom Hanks, John Candy, Eugene Levy, had a lot of the SCTV group in it. But, you know, this is when Tom Hanks still had hair and really was really a young guy.
They were all so young.
They were so young.
They were so young.
Yes. Pete is Tina's second cousin. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about these. We'll probably talk more about the top 10 movies. Or if
are you related to...
These... Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Are you related to Puff the Magic Dragon? Lives by the sea.
You got a great voice. Would love you to join us for karaoke one night. So
my mom used to sing that song to me when I was a child. She played guitar. We like Splash. My husband and I thought Splash was great. I have not seen what they've messed with it because Daryl Hannah was a mermaid, and you know, when you lose your tail and grow legs, there's things. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And apparently that got... Go ahead.
We got more horror fans out here. You know, 80s were great for horrors. I know, but Puff is a grandfather. This is why I love this. You know, I'm so blessed to have so many viewers, and I wish one day they could all show up, all this at one time. But the people coming through, they're just hot tonight. This is on fire. Because then Mr. Angel's like, Tina, stop trying to eat the UFO. I just got a new paint job. Yes. So
I promise not to pull the claws out and scratch the paint. I promise.
That's okay. Oh, look at this. I gotta stop.
Can you please continue to say? Oh no! I'm a terrible singer. I was just doing it because.
You know, that's the song I need to do on karaoke.
I love that. Yeah, my mom had the voice of an angel. That woman could sing her little heart out, and she could also play the guitar. So acoustic guitar.
Well, you know, you're invited to join us anytime you want to for karaoke. But if you don't,
no. I do know the words to the song, but I'm not gonna. Thank you so much. But
maybe the missus can sing that, because the missus I know is looking at a few of those songs to maybe do karaoke.
But thank you.
The 16th of March, also Tank. This was James Garner, you know, C. Thomas Howell. You know, you had, you know, that I never saw it, but it definitely has the name that sticks with you. Police Academy, the first movie I ever saw boobs.
I didn't see the movie. I would guess that you had.
You never saw Police Academy to this day?
No, it's not my kind of funny.
Really?
terribly sorry. I knew this. I knew this. I went through the list and went, I know this is going to happen.
People tell me I should do watch parties, and I might have to do that to have you watch Police Academy. What about that type of humor do you not like?
I don't find it funny.
What, you don't like you know what?
Humor? Yeah, and I don't like Dumb and Dumber. And my husband and my son do. Maybe it's a guy thing. I don't know. You know, humor is very subjective. And some of the things that I find amusing, other people look at me and go, what is the matter with you? You know, so no, it's just not my thing. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. Then that it got you a lesson in female anatomy.
Oh, the days of being young. So.
Yes, I know. They never. The guys didn't work two ways. You know, women could be scantily clad, and men were fully dressed.
Well, you know what? It's Ragnar remembers Tank, but like with Police Academy, it just was. I'm still stunned.
I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it.
That was one of the movies I saw with my parents. I remember that now.
Oh God, what did your parents have to say about it?
Oh, they loved it. My dad loved it.
Oh, good. So, okay, good. So, all right.
Let's see about Halloween. Okay, we got. Okay,
we'll get there. We'll get Halloween is in October or November.
Mr. Angel has the voice of an angel is why they threw me out of heaven for singing the shower aloud angel. Oh man. What a voice. What a voice. Feel free, folks, share out our stream on Twitter, wherever else you are. We got 11 here on YouTube. Hit the like, subscribe. 12 now, and then 2 on Twitch. Follow us over there. Thank y'all for being here tonight. To finish up the month of March movies, and then I'm going to try to get a poll together. Racing with the Moon, which is a Sean Penn movie, which enough said about that. I mean, I never even liked him even when he was younger. 1984 came out in 1984.
It did.
Yes. But Sean Penn was never one of my things.
I liked him in a few things.
Yeah? Really?
A few.
Yeah, and Lisa! Hi,
Lisa!
Lisa! I can't sing as good as Hungry, but hey. Yes. You're part of a group now, Lisa, when you get a chance to check on things. Hopefully your day is good. You've hydrated, and hey, you've had a great day. And Brogu is bringing up Fast Times at Ridgemont High. All right. Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes was out. Oh, Slapstick of Another Kind was a Jerry Lewis movie, by the way.
Oh, okay. So my husband and I did like Greystoke.
Okay.
We thought that it was pretty well done. It was basically a version of Tarzan. His family was shipwrecked on an island. Mom and dad died. He's raised by, I guess, gorillas, if I remember correctly. And eventually, you know, other humans come and find him, and it turns out that he's at the very least, he's a lord. And so he has this, since his father died, the Greystoke is the name of the house, castle, estate, and that's their last name. And so they take them back. They take him back to England, and then he has to try to figure out how to act like a proper English gentleman in it, having, you know, it's a version of Tarzan.
Well, apparently it's got some love out there with people in the chat with Lisa and Gwagnar. So he's, it
was well done.
It was a really good movie there. So, feel free. If y'all got other thoughts with that movie, feel free. It's got Christopher Lambert, who is the good old Highlander guy. Misunderstood was another movie. Purple Hearts was, and the final movie in March of 1984 was Romancing the Stone. Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner. Yes.
So, you know when I said I don't like chick flicks? My husband and I, he doesn't either, we loved this movie. This was hysterical.
But was it? Could you call it a chick flick though? I mean, it had action
Yeah.
in it. So
First of all, it's romancing the stone.
okay?
She's a romance book writer. And
Ah,
eventually they can't stand each other in the beginning and then they become an item. So
hmm,
yeah, it's a romantic
okay,
movie.
okay. Well, it's interesting. It sounds like something with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum in the last year that I
Yeah.
heard.
Oh God, we
Romance
didn't
writer.
like. Yeah,
We
that
liked
was
it.
that was a poor. We liked it, but that was a poor imitation.
Yeah, well, I got you, but we liked it. Anything to get popcorn and a cuddle, that's cool with me. I'm
Well, yeah,
good.
that works.
Yeah, Atwood thinks of him as Raiden from the '95
Mm-hmm.
version of Mortal Kombat. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yep.
I'm glad you're not talking to me when he was learning to talk. Mirror Razor still refer to that. Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you went talking about me with that one. Now I'm
Mm-mm.
going to stop. We've made it through March, but let me take another a little look at a couple of comments that I started here.
Mm-hmm.
Tina, yes, Tina. By the way, folks, look back on my channel stuff. Hungry Boy and I did talk about at least the first uh, Police Academy. We both love it. We actually did a show on that. But right beside the PS3. Oh man, PS3. Do you play Fortnite? Uh, I always got to throw that out there, everybody. It's my complete collection box set for the Police Academy movies. Yes. I did not ever see Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I didn't see
Uh,
that one either.
I didn't see it either. So
I did see that. I think it's called 16 Candle. No, not 16 Candles.
I, I
Pretty in
think,
Pink. They were all of this. I sorry, whatever. But I think I saw Pretty in Pink.
yeah,
I
they.
think.
I believe that they had. Let's see, Piccoli, I think, is what he was in that movie,
Hmm.
if I remember that right. So,
But I've
um,
seen a lot of the memes that go with Fast Times at
mhm.
Ridgemont High. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out to the answer the question. Looks like it. The Police Academy franchise has one, two, three, four, five, six, seven movies in it. The
Wow.
original. It has spawned a couple television series somehow. Police Academy '84. It was like every year they were like boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Police Academy '84, Police Academy 2, their first assignment. Police Academy 3, back in training. Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol. Police Academy 5, Assignment Miami Beach, which I like. Police Academy 6, City Under Siege, and Police Academy Mission to Moscow. That was the last desperate one in 1994, where they waited like 6 years to just.
It sounds like the getting the what's the one, the car one with Vin Diesel, where they've gone to
Oh,
space and
Fast and
it's
Furious, where they've done like
Fast.
25 movies.
They've
This
25 movies and they put a Fiero in space. I mean, come on
It's
now.
the one ride at Universal. Aang refuses to ride with me. Said, Dad,
Oh,
it's a waste of time. Don't do it.
oh,
When she went with a group of people, it was like, no, it's just a waste of time. And they spent
mm,
a couple hours waiting in line. So,
oh, that's not okay. Yeah.
Lisa, I am not surprised you were, my friend. I am not surprised. Heck yeah. As
Mm,
compared to Kathleen
mm-hmm.
Turner a few times. Exactly. Yeah. All right, Chucky, you be calm out there. So remember your break time, too. $4.98 on PS3. I don't know that crap. If anybody's got anything and wants to play, we're ready. Say Brogu's bringing up Goonies, War Games, Scarface, Die Hard, and some of those are later in the '80s. But yeah, yeah. But yeah, let's see. Let me see. Too many movies, exactly. Yes, yeah. I figured the younger. Yeah, yeah. It is tough getting on. Oh, you're still young, Lisa. Stop that. Like Daisy. Daisy's a young spring chicken herself. So Citizens
Mm-hmm.
on Patrol. Yep. And of course, it had Bobcat Goldthwait flipping around there to somebody good. So, Friday the 13th, almost every year in the 80s. Only skipped one, maybe 2 years. And hello, Ness. Greetings, Ness. How are you
Hi,
tonight?
Ness. Long time no see, girl. How are you?
Yes, Ness. Daisy is usually with me on the final Wednesdays of the month talking movies. This year, we're just looking at a year. And, so.
We're over on Twitch too, Ness.
Yeah, exactly. So absolutely. So I'm going to start this one and come back to that though. Yeah. See, that's what I talked about. '84. Yes, Terminator. Yes, we're getting there too.
We will.
And I tell you, that's what I'm kind of excited for this year, to see what movies on the 40th anniversary will they bring back out in the theaters. I like watching the big movies on the big screen. 2020 happened. We hardly closed. I got to see Indiana Jones on the big screen. I got to see Empire again on the big screen.
Yes, I saw Empire. We went back and saw Empire.
Yeah, I mean, and some of those are movies I never got to see on the big screen, and
even if you had, like my husband,
we're doing good.
Go ahead.
Good. Want to stop by and say hey and show the love. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Max and Lisa are throwing love around out there too. Oh, you guys, y'all are so cuddly cute. All right, so but hey.
So even if you'd seen them, when the like say The Empire Strikes Back, I hadn't seen it on the big screen since it had come out. So to go back in 2020 and see it on the big screen again, my husband and I were just like, that is so cool. You know?
Absolutely. And hell to you, Wes Cagle. Good to see you. Yes, it was. Because there are movies in here I would like to see again on the big screen. You know, some of these others I haven't. Well, let me get the.
Where are we?
Yeah, let me get through April to June, and we'll be halfway. Then we can look at some years, because I'm looking at the time what we got. Hard to Hold, which was Rick Springfield. What happened to Rick Springfield?
Yeah.
He made this movie and done. Moscow on the Hudson, a Robin Williams film. I wonder if
I think I've seen
it. That one. So, The Stone Boy, which is one I've never heard of. Up the Creek, which is one I know that our friend Tina out here had actually suggested to watch. Up the Creek. It probably is more my type of movie than your type of movie, in terms of those kind of silly, have fun type of movie. You know, chaotic movies. So. Where the Boys Are, 1984. This had Lisa Hartman in it. And for Atwood, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, came out in April 13th of 1984.
It wasn't the final chapter.
No, it wasn't. I think it started it all from what he said. So, Iceman.
Okay, so we did see Iceman. We did like it.
Oh, cool. All right. Kidco. I remember the name, but I didn't see that.
I don't remember it.
Phar Lap, Phar Lap. Swing Shift, which was a Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell movie. Had Ed Harris, Fred Ward in it. I remember the name, but had not seen it. And also to close out April, Love Letters. Jamie Lee Curtis, James Keach, Bonnie Bartlett. So... Yes, exactly. That started in January of 1984. Exactly. So, but yeah. Oh yes, exactly. And Lisa's, yeah. I mean, that's how we usually do our corned beef, is fry it in a pan. So, moving into May, we got Alphabet City. Never heard that one. The Bounty, Breaking'. You know, breakdancing, parachute pants, all that stuff. I remember it was a fad back then. You know, all that, and had early appearances of Ice-T. And then here, 16 Candles.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it had all those people in it, but I don't think that's the one I saw. I think I saw Pretty in Pink.
Now, Gragnar is saying The Bounty actually had a great Vangelis score, so it looks like with music. Yeah.
It sounds like it would. That sounds like a good movie for Vangelis, yeah.
What is Vangelis?
The person who is the composer of a style of music.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen one of my favorite movies of all time? It's about the Olympics and their runners.
The Chariots of Fire.
Chariots of Fire. Vangelis did that music.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That is serious. Wow. Yes. So, oh man, we got people throwing all kinds of stuff out here. So.
Oh yeah, Blade Runner. He did Blade Runner too.
Yep. Exactly. Once Upon a Time in America was a movie. Okay. All right. I have not seen Chariots of Fire either, Mr. Angel. Remember,
it's a wonderful movie.
I was a jock athletic guy that didn't want to study or read or be cultural.
It's about people running the 100-yard dash in the Olympics.
Unless you have a ball, it's not a sport.
Oh, please.
Lisa said it is a favorite of hers too. So, yeah. All right. Also did 1492 Conquest of Fire. All right. Well, 16 Candles is a movie that you mentioned. I know that that's been a big, John Hughes also big with the movies and all the huge cast in that. That we got it. The Final Battle was thrown in here too. As Max Redstone said it. And bye, Atwood. Take care.
Okay, bye.
But yeah, I had not seen this when I got to May 6th, The Final Battle. So
yeah, it's from the TV series.
Yeah, V was a very interesting TV series.
It was.
It was really, really cool to have, especially because we had the long dry run of after Star Wars, and we had nothing. And then, you didn't have Battlestar Galactica, didn't have Buck Rogers. Other great movies in May: Firestarter, Drew Barrymore. That was
that was a weird movie.
Yeah, I would say it was. The Natural was a movie that came out also May of 1984. We had that. Robert Redford was in it. I remember seeing it, about an aging ball player.
It had a ball in it.
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember.
I didn't see it.
I can't remember why I watched it. I was at somebody's house, and I think I got stuck watching it. So, but yeah, I'm very snobby with my movies. It's like, yeah, Remington Steele type.
I loved Remington Steele.
Yeah, exactly. The missus loved it too. Now, Naughty Dragon said it's a travesty that Chariots of Fire got back pictures. Oh, that they got or didn't get?
I think it got it. I don't remember. Because I don't remember what other movies came out that year. I just know I liked the movie. That doesn't mean that it needed to get an Oscar or whatever. Yeah.
Well, Wes Cagle was a track runner in high school, but Chariots of Fire was a boring film. Oh, wow. Mr. Angel has put a link out there for the V theme like you've never heard it before. Oh, that would be interesting. So,
nice.
And Supergirl. Yeah. Supergirl. Lisa was not a fan of Supergirl. Well, we'll get to there in a second, and you can tell us all that you think of it. Lisa, feel free. Also finishing out May, Finders Keepers, Making the Grade, and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom.
Now, see, I hated that movie watching it years ago.
Yeah, I still do.
Nancy and I do these movie reviews the last Wednesday of the month, and we actually went through the Indiana Jones movies, except for the piece of crap that was made that shouldn't have been made. The last one,
the first four.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, first three, but the alleged fourth. But this one was a movie I did not like when I was younger. But actually watching it again, coming together, talking with Daisy, I had new respect. I actually liked it, and I think we both kind of appreciate it a little bit more watching it now after all these years because it was not our favorite.
I still don't like it.
Okay. Yeah, Lisa's saying crap.
I mean, you can like it. Hey, more power to you. It's not my thing.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of it. And so go back and watch our review on it. It's the videos on my channel. But like I said, it was god awful at the beginning. I don't want a Broadway musical leading up my Indiana Jones movie. I want the bad guys or some quest or some danger. So, exactly. So, that's what. Okay, all right.
Gotcha.
That might have been another year then, because this is '84. Temple Doom came out this year. Yes, it did give us Ki-Hui, Ghostbusters, Gremlins. So.
We're not there yet.
Yep. All right. Both great films there. I've heard of Goliath, though. So, yeah, Lisa's saying that Helen Slater was great. Everything else was crap. So, Star Trek 3 Rhinestone, we are getting there too. So, we are now into June. Once Upon a Time in America, that was mentioned earlier. Yes, James Wood was in this movie. Also, for you Trek fans, Star Trek 3 Search for Spock.
Yep. We saw that because my husband and I were Trekkies back from the 60s when we watched it on TV.
Now, not to be confused with Chariots of Fire, Streets of Fire. with Michael Pare, Diane Lane, and Rick Moranis. Then on my birthday in 1984, Beat Street, which is whatever, Gremlins, and Top Secret, the little spoof movie with Val Kilmer in it, which is a very underappreciated, silly movie to have to watch. It's really great. But also, June 8th, 1984, my 14th birthday, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
I still have the 45 of that.
Oh, wow. And it's so funny that... Mr. Angel had to slip out, go to sleep. All right. Hey,
okay, good night.
2 hours. Take a 2-hour nap, and we'll see you in about 2 hours. We got something coming later, hopefully. Right. So, somebody said, the wrong one. Putin's cat said, Star Trek C in the theater. Kirk says, goodbye, David. And someone yelled, goodbye, Dad. so now.
Max Redstone, I liked Das Boot. Sorry, go ahead. Yep. I like. So we saw Ghostbusters. We saw Gremlins. I can't remember whether we saw like Top Secret.
I saw Top Secret.
I honestly don't remember
on cable or something later, but
yeah, I might have seen it later.
What was it like to watch Ghostbusters for the first time though in the theater back then? I mean, we've watched it in the theater since then. And it's really, really cool. But just back then, it seemed like it was something completely different. You really had the colors, the brightness, the sound. It just,
and everybody could quote things from it. You know, she sleeps above the covers, 4 feet above the covers. Okay, she's a dog. And it was quite a thing. I mean, it was so very different. And the 4 of them had excellent chemistry. And the whole thing where Dana Barrett plays it's funny. I'm sorry, I'm speechless because it was so very different, and just you had to see the movie more than once because you were laughing so much, even in a very loud movie theater. You couldn't hear all the lines because you were just laughing. They just played off each other so well. And the ghosts were creepy. The special effects were amazing for 1984. Feel free to share
your thoughts out in the chat, please. Yeah, it was, Daisy. There were some interesting things at the time, I will say, looking back. I forgot about certain more mature scenes.
There were more, and they made some very clever innuendos.
Actually, I am following down on Wikipedia. I'm just following down Wikipedia, Lisa, because Lisa likes to follow along. So that's where I'm going from there. I'm going by dates as what we got.
Yeah, they have a list of on Wikipedia, the bigger released movies in the United States, most of them. Yeah.
And folks, feel free, if you got any thoughts on Ghostbusters, now's the time to do it. I know people are talking about Top Secret was played on movie channels like crazy and stuff like that. So Oh, I love this. I did love this scene. Sorry, we can talk more. Hope you're feeling better, but you're looking rather pale. That was hilarious. And yes, this man has no dick. Yes.
Yes. Now, cats and dogs living in the streets. Mass hysteria.
And folks, I will tell you, go see the new Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, because you might see a few throwbacks to people from the original Ghostbusters done with all class and stuff. Or if you watch it on video, I think it's definitely one to do, because it has its own share of quotes and some lines and stuff like that. And
I liked Afterlife better, but it was entertaining. The Frozen honest, Empire. Yes,
I liked this one a lot, but the problem is you might be right about that. Afterlife was a better movie. I thought this one had better callbacks, more member berries, more. There was a lot more that I liked about it. My frustration was in terms of I really wanted more about the big bad guy.
The big bad guy was underwhelming.
And it felt like more like Ghostbusters 2, where you got all this thing about the guy that couldn't talk English, and the guy, then the pink guy finally comes out. And this one was like, they had so little of the big bad guy, and that was probably one of my biggest criticisms with this.
They had so little of hunting of the ghosts.
Lenny, you would have saved the lives of millions of registered voters. Yeah. Next time, if someone asks you if you're a god, say yes.
You say yes.
Yes. I've seen Shinto turn you white. Yes. That choice has been made. Maybe we'll have to do a full Ghostbusters review then.
Gozer. Oh yeah.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's. I'm looking at the calendar. Let's do.
Calendar. I have to look at a calendar. Let me find a calendar.
Now I'm multitasking according to Lisa to make her impressed even more.
Are you multitasking for the last Wednesday in May?
Probably, but we can even find a different date. But let's put Ghostbusters on the list for something fun.
Just one or more of them?
Just the first one. Let's
just
look.
Just the first one. Okay.
The span of those comments and, yes, exactly. All right. I don't know how I want to read this one from West Cagle to Gwagnar. Okay. Well, all right. Love is in the air. But hey, we got Gremlins, Top Secret, and Under the Volcano. The Karate Kid was released on the 22nd of June also. June was a big month. The Pope of Greenwich Village. Rhinestone, another movie that people put out there. Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton. Bachelor Party. This is one of the movies that I did not really realize was an 84 movie until the last time we looked down this list. Tom Hanks and Tony Katane were in it. Really, lots of good movies here. And these are the movies I wish that they would release. I was telling somebody that they ought to just take these movies from 84, re-release them in theater, forget putting anything out in the theater this year.
Yeah, they won't, but they should.
I think you've already got your production costs. Put it out there, just advertise, and you make nothing but profit. So,
well, they do try to do, at least at the movie theater that we go to, they try to do throwbacks, and they'll do themes.
Yeah.
So they'll do, movies of a certain year. Like, okay, these are 84 movies, and we're going to do 3 of them this month, or those kinds of things.
And artists did for the longest time, and they stopped. It's like now that there's more movies being produced, and they got like 3 screens on foreign language films, and I'm like, I'd like to see some of these old movies coming around that they used to do. Cannonball Run 2 was out, and Conan the Destroyer.
Conan was good. That was the second one.
Yeah, it had Grace Jones in it with Wilt Chamberlain.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
We liked the first Cannonball.
Well, West Cagle agreed with you about Destroyer. The second liked it better than the first one.
Yeah. Because it had an entirely different type of story and caliber of actor around Arnie. We went to a con, and after the first Conan was made, and we had a panel with the gentleman who did the practical effects,
right?
And the stories they told were wow, unbelievable. How they made the effects and stuff. So yeah.
Those are cool. I tell you what, Daisy, we might have to go back through all of these and see, because we choose for movies, we might have a lot to pilfer from for this year. Going back to 84. Yes. No, you're not, Lisa. It has a ball in it, so I'll agree with you. It's got a ball. It's a movie. It's a sports movie. So,
I didn't see it.
I did mention The Natural earlier. You might not have been here yet, but
yes, he did.
Yeah.
We pointed out that it had a ball in it.
And it blew out the lights at the end. So and Repo Man was another one that was also in there. We mentioned.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there, Putin's cat.
Let me speed up through the back half of the year so we can get to your movies and look at the top 10 grossing for the year.
Okay, if you want to just list them, and then I can go back and tell you which ones we've seen.
Yeah, and we can, or you can mention as we do, or people feel like commenting as you want to. In July, The Last Starfighter. That's been a very beloved movie over times. Lance Guest starred in that. The Muppets Take Manhattan. That was in July. Cute.
Okay. Love the Muppets.
Yes. Best Defense, which was an Eddie Murphy movie. Electric Dreams. The Never Ending Story.
Oh, loved it.
Yes, and it had Noah Hathaway, the boy from Battlestar Galactica.
Mm-hmm.
Why do everybody hate Boxy? I don't understand it. He's a Daggett. He's a lovable mechanical Daggett. So, oh, look here. Greetings, Starfighter. You've been recruited by the Starlink to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Lisa. Ball. I don't have high standards, Lisa. Just ball. And on Johnny Dangerously. Well, I think that's late in the year, my friend, but that's another good one. 16 Candles is hilarious. Best Defense. One of the worst movies ever.
Which one?
I think I talking about Best Defense.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, Most Take Manhattan, Cloak and Dagger. I love Dabney Coleman. So, all right. Never Ending Story, like we said, that is a beloved movie. It has its own song from Lamal. Revenge of the Nerds. Nerds. I love this movie looking back at it. It really, it's probably one of those movies that cannot be made today. You know, but
no, probably not. I didn't see it, but I know enough about it that probably wouldn't happen.
Watch Revenge of the Nerds?
Nope.
Oh, Daisy, we're gonna have.
Come on, dude. I have all kinds of movies that you haven't seen now.
Okay, well, we'll do that. We'll have to do that. We'll have to do something where you pick a movie month, and I'll pick a movie next month. And we
already do that.
well, we can do it where we can actually see something new. But hey, that's cool. I know we have not been to Buckaroo Banzai. I think it's later in the year. So, yeah, Putin's cat obviously hates Dudley Moore. I did not like Dudley Moore myself either.
I liked him. But...
yeah, and he was hit and miss after Arthur. Yeah.
Yes, Arthur was very good, but yeah, he was after Arthur, kind of.
Well, we have another re-release of a Disney. The Jungle Book was re-released in June of 1984, and Meatballs 2. This one had Richard Mulligan in it. And ending up June is the iconic, very famous, highly popular soundtrack, Purple Rain. Yep. Prince had Morse Day and the Time in it. You know, really, really, really a cool movie, definitely at the time. So we had that. Moving into August, we got The Bostonians, which is a Christopher Reeve movie. Grandview USA, a C. Thomas Howell movie with Jamie Lee Curtis, Patrick Swayze in it. Yes, if you look back, some of the names, Kate Capshaw was in 3 movies in 1984. That's happened with some of these actors. You can find them in multiple movies within the same year. It's like they work for a time and then go back to work to get more money. Joy of Sex, that was a Cameron Dye movie. Christopher Lloyd was in it. Great Scott! So, The Philadelphia Experiment was in this.
Excellent movie.
All right. Had Nancy Allen in it. Wow. Cloak and Dagger, which is a movie that people have watched, been mentioning. Henry Thomas, Dabney Coleman in this one.
I don't think I can't remember it. We might have seen it.
Metropolis, Red Dawn. I always wanted to see that.
Oh, yeah, Red Dawn. Watch that one, the original one.
It was like the movie though. Hey, we wanted to fight the war that we wanted to come at the day. It was like, well, let's do it. And it's like, we can't lose. Why are we losing? But, Nemo,
some of that movie is difficult to watch, but it is a good movie.
It is. Nemo, and I don't think that's about a fish.
No, probably not.
And everybody been yelling for this. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. I did not realize Peter Weller, John Lithgow was in this one. This is a second movie for John Lithgow that I've remembered. Ellen Barkin, Jeff Goldblum, Christopher Lloyd, Great Scott.
Scott.
Yeah, just wow. Lots of people. Dreamscape. That's another movie that's had a lot of.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
Weird. Mentioned that. So
very weird, but good.
Oh, I think he's talking about Windy City, the lives of a group of young Chicago men and seen through their eyes of one of them, a 30-something writer suffering from the early onset of midlife crisis brought on by nostalgia, his dying friend, and the winding of his old flame.
Okay.
And Guagnar, it's too bad they never did a sequel to Buckaroo Banzai. And I think Tina asked about that one. So, yes, there's a Buckaroo. If y'all got thoughts or comments on these movies, like Putin's Cat, like Daisy, like Lisa, all y'all, feel free to throw it out there and we'll hit it. The Woman in Red was here. Gene Wilder, Kelly LeBrock. I remember that movie was really famous. We also had a sighting of a red dress and a whatever you call it, the blowing up underneath the sidewalk.
Oh, that like
the Marilyn
what's
Monroe.
Her name? Marilyn Monroe. Yeah.
Exactly. Sheena. This movie was the second movie that was not that year, but later down the road when I saw it on cable, where I actually saw cleavage again.
Cleavage. Yes. That was the cleavage movie.
Yep. If I'd known that at 14, I probably would have gone and seen Sheena as much as Ghostbusters. So, although Wagner, yeah, that's right. Sheena was so bad that it was the only reason to watch.
Yeah, it was not a good movie.
Yeah, she was flashing it. Stunning's here. Oi, Stunning. He's waiting for a cat to show up at his door.
Oh, not me.
Good to see you, Stunning. Tightrope, which was a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah, we saw that.
Cat on a Hunting Roof. Oh, go ahead.
No. My husband likes Clint Eastwood movies. So we went to see that.
DJ, thanks for staying so long. Hey, appreciate you hanging. We'll do it. We'll have to. Always love the 80s. We'll have to get music again sometime. But hey, thank you for being here tonight as long as you have. And Tina said the movie 1984 was a good movie, but a depressing ending. It's like the movie that foretold the future. Kind of like when we did Demolition Man. We reviewed Demolition Man together. And it's a movie that foretold 2020 before 2020 ever happened.
Yep.
Love Streams, Old Enough, Oxford Blues. That's a Rob Lowe film. Ali Sheedy, the youngsters were in that one. Choose Me, Bolero, Chud, and Flashpoint were movies that finished up released in August of 1984. So I will, sir. You take care. You rock too. So
good night.
I was reading Jeff John's Power Girl run the past 2 days. Lots of generous cleavage in that book. Oh man. Well, he probably is. There's so much we don't know about. And Bolero was seen as a very bad movie. So, cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. So that's interesting.
Oh, that's what chud means.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's nice. That's not. No wonder.
Probably a horror zombie type of thing. Yeah. Probably.
All right. Well, that's cool. I like that. The Brother from Another Planet. We're moving into September. Secret Honor, A Soldier Story. Mr. Angel unfortunately had to go out, but Amadeus.
Oh my God, that was such a wonderful movie.
Yeah.
But I like that style of music.
It's not like Falco's Amadeus. Sorry. No. Sorry.
Not really, no.
Okay.
Rock Me Amadeus,
yeah exactly. Carmen, All of Me, Places in the Heart.
All of Me is cute. Sorry.
Oh, cool.
Go ahead.
Well, what we're going to do, folks, I want to finish the year and then turn it over to all of you guys and to Daisy about what y'all liked. Okay. Windy City until September, Body Rock, Country, Heartbreakers,
Irreconcilable Differences.
Yes. Ryan O'Neal, Shelley Long, Drew Barrymore, The River Rat, and The Wildlife. And from October to December, starting in October, Eureka, Teachers, The Burning Bed. That was a TV movie with Farrah Fawcett. Comfort and Joy, Garbo Talks, Songwriter, Crimes of Passion, The Little Drummer Girl, The Razor's Edge, which is a Bill Murray movie. So Stop Making Sense. That's looks like it has a Talking Heads in it. Wow, that's interesting. Thief of Hearts, American Dreamer, Body Double. That was a bit of a racy movie at the time. Firstborn, Give My Regards to Broad Street, Paris, Texas, Streetwise, The Terminator.
The Terminator. I'll be back.
We're going to have to talk about The Terminator before we end up, but I want to get through the rest of these. Terror in the Isles, The Times of Harvey Milk. Moving into November, we got The Killing Fields. I remember that. That was a big thing at the time. A Nightmare on Elm Street makes its debut here. No Small Affair, Oh God, You Devil, one of the many George Burns. Just the Way You Are with Christy McNichol. BC Rock, Missing in Action. There's your Chuck Norris. You know, Night of the Comet. Yeah, a lot of youngsters liked Kelly Maroney especially, and Night of the Comet. Night Patrol, Fate of Vision. There was a re-release of Christmas Story. Falling in Love. Lisa from YouTube's favorite movie, Supergirl.
Woo-hoo.
November 21st. The Terminator. Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure.
Oh God, please.
And this is what's amazing. Beverly Hills Cop.
Wow.
Yes, 2010. I mean, God, like all the movies this year. Beverly Hills Cop, 2010. City Heat.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Burt Reynolds, Clint Eastwood. The Cotton Club, which had Gregory Hunch, Richard Gere. A lot of people with that. Dune. See, it's like you can't have a four movie vote fairly. I mean, there's so many movies in this, but I'm going to try to give a poll before we end with what's left and for who's here. Mass Appeal, 1984. A Passage to India is so appropriate. 1984 was in 1984, but it's more like 2024. Passage to India, Runaway. Let's see, Starman.
Yep, good.
Yep, that's a John Carpenter movie. And The Ratings Game, A Christmas Carol, the George C. Scott version, The River, Birdie, Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo. We had 2 breakdancing movies in 1 year. The Flamingo Kid, Johnny Dangerously was also brought up too. I still like Joe Piscopo and Michael Keaton. Anything Michael Keaton's in, I like. Mickey and Maude, Pinocchio, and that's why we went and watched that last Flash movie. It was because of Michael Keaton. Protocol, and the last movie of the year that was released was Mrs. Soffel, who was a prison warden's wife that helped 2 condemned brothers escape.
Neat.
That's it. Those are our movies for 1984. So, folks, feel free. Go back through anything that we've named. Go through any of the other movies that you like. Yeah. I even quote Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo nowadays when we come up with different names or do a sequel to something. So, but yes, feel free. Any of the movies in here, Terminator, Beverly Hills Cop. If there are movies you want to talk about, throw it out in the chat. I'm going to let Daisy have a few minutes. And Daisy, what have you gotten? What do you want to tell us about? And then we're going to talk. I want to talk Terminator. I want to talk about some of the big movies like Terminator, maybe Splash or Beverly Hills Cop before we end up.
Okay. So back in April on the 13th, there was a movie called Iceman. It's a science fiction-y kind of thing. So an actual caveman is frozen and he is found, and it's not Encino Man. This is the serious version of it. And there's a scientist who's trying to, how do you introduce a caveman to modern society and or just study him? And once they kind of learn how to communicate with one another, it touches your heart, because you have to think about the fact that this is a humanoid type person with a brain, and he's the only one that's still alive. And so he's trying to ask about his family and friends to a modern day human. And it's a very good movie. I also liked The Last Starfighter because it was cute and everyone was quoting in the, it's a video game come to life movie. Those are always kind of fun. Gremlins, of course. Don't feed him after midnight. Don't get him wet. Mm-hmm. And Mowgli was so cute.
Yes.
The Philadelphia Experiment. It's a little dated, but that's a time travel kind of movie, a naval experiment on the ship to Philadelphia, and how it accidentally becomes a time travel situation. I really liked that one. Red Dawn. So if you get to see the original Red Dawn, that's very good. Amadeus, we've already talked about. All of Me is funny. My husband and I always walk around going, "Put Edwina back in the boat." It's about a spirit. A lady dies and she accidentally gets put into Steve Martin, and Lily Tomlin, and it's so funny. And then December is amazing. 2010, Dune, Runaway, and Starman.
Yeah,
Because we like science fiction and even some, Runaway was not the greatest sci-fi movie, but we really liked it. So,
that's cool. Yeah, and
so there you go.
Wes Cagel's not necessarily a fan of Iceman, but you know what? It's like
Yeah,
you
it's
said,
okay.
yeah, what you like is what you like. Everybody can come different opinions. We're all always.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I like to actually hear what people think and why they say they like something or they don't like it. Sometimes it gives, and actually sometimes that people actually give me input to think of something a different way. And if I watch it again, I actually sort of change my mind, So, and Grogu liked Runaway with Tom Selleck.
Yeah, it had Tom Selleck and it had a rock star in it.
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons. It was Gene Simmons was in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would also be dated considering the type of special effects they were trying to do. But yeah, he was the bad guy. He was the bad guy.
I gotta go back and watch I gotta go back and watch Beverly Hills Cop again. See, I like Beverly Hills Cop 3 in the theme park, but everybody say it's horrible. But yes, exactly.
Yeah, so we like what we like, and whatever you don't like, that's fine. You don't have to agree with us at all.
I did put the poll out there, and I just picked 4 movies at random. Which ones did you like best? Never Ending Story, Ghostbusters, Terminator, or Beverly Hills Cop. And so vote early, vote often, and it's cool. Tina, Terminator, Ghostbusters, Muppets Take Manhattan. Man, I love your choices of movies, especially, Police Academy. I knew it'd be there if you got all the DVDs and stuff. So I got all of the DVDs. Walmart had them for sale recently, and we picked them up. We picked up Battlestar Galactica, the original series, stuff like that. But yeah, it's really interesting. Beverly Hills Cop, was a good, fun popcorn movie. I've got to go back and see that one again. I think I was too young to really appreciate it when I saw it. I didn't like the second one. I thought the second was too, because I was out of town visiting a girlfriend at the time, and it was like, and then like some other people, and I'm like sitting there. It's a preacher's daughter, and they're like wanting to pick Beverly Hills Cop because she thought Spaceballs was stupid. Like, but you're gonna go watch this? I don't know. Just was like whatever.
See what people like, they like, and that's okay. Yeah,
I wanted to see Spaceballs. Anything that sort of resembled Star Wars was up.
Yep.
For me,
that would have been my choice too. But
yeah,
everybody's different.
Well, yeah. So vote in the poll. Let's talk Terminator though, really, because our friend Atwood left earlier, and I'm curious what people think with Terminator. And people like Lisa.
We did that. We did them.
But
we did the Terminator movies.
But I like, we did, didn't we? We did 3 of them.
Three of them. We did 3 of them. The first 3. Yeah.
But folks, the original Terminator, what did y'all like with the original Terminator? So, Tina said the favorite movie Muppets was the first one. So,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and this Grogu, that I agree, and I think that's why I say they ought to just re-release a lot of these in the theaters again. Is you just go have fun and stuff, and absolutely, we're back to 80s music.
Great back then excellent too. Soundtracks on most of these movies.
And as we talked about, the soundtracks make the movie, I think, in a lot of cases. And Hell to You, Phantom Outsider, good to see you. The Right Stuff was also in 84. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was Max Redster said Beverly Hills Cop 2 was a really good bad movie. But but we talk about music soundtracks. You as a drummer would appreciate the Terminator. Dun 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 dun
dun, dun, dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun.
dun,
You
dun,
know,
dun.
and it's like Atwood had said earlier when he was here. It's like, the thing of the monster that would not stop. Like Reese was saying, it will not stop. It will keep hunting you. Its body's ripped in half, and it's just metal, and it's like crawling with its arms on
Yeah, dragging itself
on the
across the floor. Yeah.
because it was not going to stop. But then you get that and then iconic that theme. It just movies make sounds make the movie a lot of the movies, and we talked about with Buck and Battlestar Galactica about how even for television,
well, there's a lot of movies. If you were capable of just turning off the soundtrack part of it, and you watch the movie. So movies like 2001 and 2010 was released in 1984. If you're watching the parts of it with the spaceships and out in space, and you don't hear the music that goes with that, you don't have the same. You're just going, okay, pretty pictures, but you don't have the same feeling as you do with the soundtrack. So soundtracks are very important, and how they pick which songs. And back in the day, and in the 80s would have been back in the day, they used to have composers, so they'd film the scenes and then have composers come in and watch what was going on, and they would compose the music to go with the scene. A lot of things now, they start filming a movie and they don't even have the script finished. So if you're trying to compose not using popular songs, if you have an actual composer and they're trying to write for it, they don't know what they're writing for because you haven't finished the movie. So a lot of the soundtracks to modern movies are very forgettable. They don't, yeah, it doesn't work.
Which is funny how we sometimes can get focused on soundtracks, special effects versus the plot of a movie sometime. So
well, if it enhances dun dun, yeah, when you hear dun dun.
Oh, Toto made the soundtrack for Dune. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, the 1984 one.
Yeah.
So
did they sing about Rains in Africa with all the desert?
No, they didn't.
Oh.
No, those weren't the Rains of Africa. Those are the Rains of Arrakis. Okay. Different place. So I had read the Dune books. My husband had not. We were both very into sci-fi. So we went to see it in its original form in 1984, and my husband loved it. And I was okay with it, but it tried to cram way too many years of the book into a movie. So there's a very good edit of it on YouTube that takes out some of the stuff and puts in a few things, and that one is much better.
My apologies. As I was flipping these things, I skipped a very important movie. In June.
Okay.
Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock.
No, we talked about it.
We did.
Yes, we did.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure because I got, as a Star Wars person, have got to keep the Star Trek people happy because nothing.
The Star Trek movies were trip, because I'm a huge Star Trek fan. Way before Star Wars, as I say, I watched the TV show in the 60s as it was being aired.
Yeah.
The first movie had, in my opinion, way too many cooks in the kitchen and just lost. It had too many problems. The movie had too many problems.
That was the one with the bald chick in it.
That is correct. V'ger, and I mean, they'd taken part of a story from the TV series and then turned it into something else, and it was like, no, okay. But of course, the Wrath of Khan, which is the second one, was amazing. Just wow, how could you go from the first movie to the second movie and have it be that much better?
I just could not get into the first one. I tried.
The first one wasn't. Yeah, no.
I owe it to J.T. Kirk to try Wrath of Khan again. I must have caught it on a bad day because
That's the second one. Well, you can watch the TV episode that
yeah.
that is about him, Khan, and where he comes from and how the crew of the Enterprise interacted with him first, and then see the Wrath of Khan, the movie.
The Last Search for Spock.
The Search for Spock is not terrible. It's kind of funny. Everybody jokes around about the even numbered movies are better than the odd numbered ones. Kind of. So.
Well, let me do this. Phantom Outsider gave, I guess, a bunch of movies. Revenge of the Nerds, Top Secret, Supergirl, Tank, Cannonball Run 2, Hard Bodies, LOL, Splash, Teachers, 2010, 1984, Temple of Doom, Gremlins, Star Trek 3, and Last Starfighter. That's what he said. Now, we talked about the soundtracks, and we still got off of Terminator very much, but I think we hit Night Patrol, Meatballs 2. I believe that Terminator 2 was it was so cool to see the robots of the future. See, Terminator 2, the Terminator movie, that scene in the future is what I wish Terminator 2 had been. I wanted to see it all in the future with Jim fighting against the computers. Whereas when Terminator 2 came out, it was still in the future. We won't get in that another day, but I wanted to see the future movie. I wanted to see a whole movie in the future. Unfortunately, we get that like 20 years later when they junked everything.
Didn't do it well, yeah.
Yeah.
Terminator 2 is good, though. I thought they stepped up.
I agree.
Oh.
I agree.
They stepped it up. But it would have been nice to see, maybe it was a limitation of what they thought they could pull off with the budget they had for special effects and the types of special effects you would have to be doing if you were doing it in the future.
Salvation's the one that they tried to do it, and it's like I didn't want to see Renegade Submarine, and I mean, just there was something so simplistic with those cheesy looking, crappy looking things in the '84, and that's just what I wanted to see. That, and it, just really didn't get it. But I didn't think.
Well, Genesis was awful. It made John. I think that's the one where they made John the bad guy or something. Yeah, that one was. Please no, thank you. What are you doing?
Yep. Gragnar also says Nightmare on Elm Street was a refreshing change from the Friday the 13th movie styles. Absolutely. Now, Edward Furlong was a weak link. Well, I can agree with that. But whenever you have moody teenagers, so it happens. And we did talk about those two, Moscow on the Hudson and Romancing the Stone.
Romancing the Stone. My husband and I really liked that movie.
Yeah. So folks, I know I put a poll question out there, but get one movie. What is your favorite movie of all the list of 1984? Just put one movie out there. Don't worry about the poll, but just say. After this comment here, I'll put one movie after this. What's your favorite movie from 1984? So that talk about, because what they were talking about no trailer, with no Star Wars music, because what Wes Cagle said, imagine the first Star Wars film without music, and Tina said, I've seen parts of Star Wars without the music. It does change
it would.
That's how I felt like with a lot of Battlestar Galactica and TV shows. They had enough music with it to have the movie. That, I think, is what makes Ghostbusters.
2001.
The
soundtrack to that, with what's going on in the story, if you don't have the music, okay, it's
I'm crazy.
Pretty ships.
I'm crazy. Well, Lisa, you got to pick one, so we'll see.
I know it's really hard to pick one. I'm having a terrible time.
I know.
I didn't even write them all down, and I'm having a terrible time.
Yeah, Putin's Cat said 16 Candles. I think my Ghostbusters is mine, hands down. I could watch it all the time. And but when I'm in a good mood. See, I can watch all of Ghostbusters where I can't Terminator. I mean, as much as I do like Terminator, sometimes I got to be in the mood for the Terminator. And
I kind of like that one.
Max Redstone said Moscow on the Hudson, definitely less polluted than Moscow on the East River. Nice. Yeah, I couldn't imagine watching a Star Wars movie with no music. It'd be like Indiana Jones too. Indiana Jones is very reliant on music.
The other thing is, even if you're just watching, it's not even like an action movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching, I haven't seen the movie, but things like The Wolf of Wall Street or something like that,
mm-hmm.
without the proper sound cues, a soundtrack
mm-hmm.
is in the background. The Foley artists, which are the people that make all the noises, the closing of the doors and the opening of a pop can and all that kind of soda pop can or whatever. If you're just watching it and the sounds are not right, or there's
mm-hmm.
not kind of musical cues in the background, it'll change what you think of. They can subtly introduce in a movie who the bad guys and the good guys are, and it doesn't
mm-hmm.
have to be obvious. There's just some musical cues in the background.
Yeah, very good point with that. I like because the musical clues. I think like in Ghostbusters, those are one of the things you like
mm-hmm.
Like in
mm-hmm.
the library. It's that faint little piano sound that when they're in the library, and then you start hearing the as the card starts shooting up in the air and everything.
Correct. Yes, it's the sounds, and it's building tension, even if you're not totally just thinking, "Oh my gosh, it's getting scary." It's still you're hearing the sounds, and they're slowly ramping up.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
Yes, very cool.
All right. Well, let's see. Let me see where the poll is sitting. Where I've done it. Wes Cagle, though, is defending these river not as bad as some locations. Yes, it's New Jersey. So 2010. Gee, how did I forget him? But yes, exactly. Let's see where we're at with that. Well, it looks like Ghostbusters Never-Ending Story. I thought might get a vote, but not. Ghostbusters running away with 14 votes at 64-29-7. So hey,
I actually was torn between Ghostbusters and the Never-Ending Story, but they're not alike. I mean, Ghostbusters is a comedy ghost movie, and the Never-Ending Story is more of a fairy tale fantasy movie, which I love. We do love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But they're two. I don't know at the time whether most people it really liked the Never-Ending Story. I mean, it kind of came out with a lot of other things, and got lost. I think it sort of got a cult following as time went on. At least that's my remembering of it.
Yeah. Now, Gragnar said, I've seen most of these movies multiple times. The video store was a common gathering spot in the mid-'80s. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
Even about the mid-'90s, I think. I mean, we still
Be kind, rewind.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yes. Everybody's least favorite job. Then you had the fees for not rewinding.
Oh, and then they charge you the fee when you rewound the thing. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's take a look now, since it looks like we're winding down, and with everybody here, and feel free to keep talking, keep saying what you want to do. I do want to look at the top 10 grossing domestic films for the year.
Okay.
As we do this, and folks, like I said, it gives us some ideas of some movies we're going to talk about in the future. All right. Of course, I think you probably would figure out the number one gross. Should we go top to bottom or bottom to top?
Probably bottom to top. If it's not too hard.
Okay. Bottom to top. Well, number 10. Let's see. Let me see.
I don't have that list.
And see here, a Runaway Iceman, over 100 memorable films in 1 year. How Dollywood has fallen. Exactly. That's why I've said earlier, just re-released the 1984 movies. So, oh wow. Well, we'll have to look at 1982 then, Gragnar, sometime. That was interesting. I kind of like this, looking at the movies for
the 80s. Yeah, we could do it this way. The 80s and 90s had some. I mean, it's not that the other 8 years didn't, because there were very memorable, but of this kind of blockbuster-esque type things that just were really fun to just go see or even the more serious ones. The 80s and 90s were just filled with, there's just too many good movies all in the same time. We got spoiled.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And like Phantom said, they can't do original almost anything.
Nope.
So
Now they remake it.
We needed more Wes Kegels everywhere. You know? It's like you had to do something anyway, so
Yeah.
give them something to do with that. So
well, and my dad got a rewinder. So you'd get to the end of the movie and you'd stick it in the rewinder and then you could watch something else.
Yeah. Yeah, so man, wow. Well, here, Daisy, how about you take a shot at this one first? Tina loves both Star Trek. Now, see, this is kind of you don't find a lot of people, I think, in this category that truly loves both Star Trek and Star Wars. But which do you think has had the most cultural impact?
Okay, well, I love both of them too. However, I may be biased because I did see Star Trek first. Cultural impact is difficult because I would say scientifically, a lot of people in my generation watched Star Trek and then wanted to create in the real world those types of things. So you ended up with the flip phones and, handheld devices that could figure out people's health and so many different things that came from Star Trek because those people grew up and went into scientific discovery types of things. However, Star Wars had, because when that came out in 1977, George Lucas, the way he filmed that movie and the special effects he did for it were so different, so much way far in advanced from all the other, sci-fi types of movies, that even though the first movie is basically a farm boy who wants to go save the princess, it's not a complicated story. But the movie was so much better in the sci-fi genre than had been done prior to it, that it had its own cultural significance. So it kind of depends on whether you want to say, well, Star Trek had people who became scientists and made the things they saw in Star Trek come to life in the real world. Yes, that has a huge impact on culture and everyday life. But Star Wars had so much of an impact on how sci-fi movies were made and how they were filmed and how you did the special effects. Like Ray Harryhausen and his stop motion was amazing when it first came out. So Star Wars did that again for sci-fi.
Because I hear about Harryhausen. Harryhausen is also like Clash of the Titans, correct?
Yes, and he did a lot of stop motion. He also did a bunch of dinosaur ones. I'm not as fond of those kinds of ones, but the ones where he did Jason and the Argonauts and fighting with the skeletons.
Yes. Hungry has talked about that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, amazing.
Speaking of that, he said you're right on about Star Wars, Daisy, so yeah, absolutely. So, but it was really interesting because you had the model sets with the Star Wars, all those little things we look back and see, and it's just amazing what they could do with all of them.
Yeah, the only thing, so they did come out with some things from Star Trek. They had the action figures. I wasn't as into that because I thought, I thought of them as dolls, and dolls weren't my thing. My father and I did get a model kit and build the original Enterprise from Star Trek. Unfortunately, it fell over and busted into, it was not fixable. So that was sad. So, but there weren't as many as, like, Star Wars came out at just the right time for people having enough money to buy toys for their kids. And it was much different. Oh, Hungry. Hello.
Yes,
I just looked up and saw you. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I was chattering away and wasn't watching chat. I apologize, chat.
No, you listen, you've started a conversation here. I mean,
oh, good.
because people are now jumping in. Gragnar said that Star Trek had more technological impact. Star Wars had more of the cultural impact.
True. Okay, that's a good way to put it. Yes.
Wes Cagle says, though, Star Wars had a bigger impact, maybe unfairly, but the more intellectual stuff often loses out to more flashy things.
Correct.
Exactly. I'm one of those Wes Cagle. Bang, bang, pew, pew. You know?
Yep. Yep.
And I'll talk Hungry's ear off. In about 40 minutes, we are going to do another squirrel stream in about 40 minutes. So I will bang, bang, pew, pew with Hungry all he wants to tonight. So, but hey.
Yeah, so to see Star Wars when it came out, the movie theaters, at least where I lived, were not like they are now, where you've got 14 to 20 theaters. You know, you've only had, most of them only had one. Some of them had 2 or 3. So, and there was no online. So you went up to the ticket place, you bought the ticket for your movie. And if sometimes the movies, Star Wars had already sold out. And so you were buying the ticket for the next movie, and you were standing outside. So you stood in a line to buy the ticket for the movie. You couldn't see the next one, or maybe the one after that. You bought your tickets. You went outside, up outside the building, and stood in a line and chatted with a bunch of other people who were all sci-fi like fans, and then waited to go in, because you also didn't get assigned seating. So you didn't want to just come back at the time of the movie. You'd be sitting in the front row.
Right.
So Star Wars, that was legit. When you see those lines and you go, yeah, that only happened in Hollywood. Nope. It happened in a lot of places. So.
Yes, I know. So Hungry asked, anybody else wait for more than 2 hours in line?
Yep, I did.
Really? You did?
Not the first time we saw it. The first time we saw it was in the next town over, and my dad, I was very, very ill. My dad had to come get me early, and we may have both gone to see it kind of in the middle of the day. So the first time I saw it, we didn't have to wait in line. But then we went up to a theater up in the city of San Francisco, and it had state of the art with the big speakers, several of them all over the place. And when the Star Destroyers would come over, the sound they made, it felt like it was landing on top of the theater. To see it there, we did have to wait for it to play twice before we got in.
Wow,
But San Francisco was nice back then, and the people in line were great. If you needed to go, get a cup of coffee or soda, they'd hold your place in line for you, and it was fun.
See, this is. I mean, when I were getting off into the Star Wars thing, but I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's where it's gone, and the chat's wanted to it. We got some complaints with it about the computer. Hello, Curtis Selby. Welcome. Good to see you too. Wes Cagle did bring up about Jason and the Argonauts though with that. But I did want to say Star Wars impacted more than just sci-fi. Things like Lucasfilm, all the genres of movies. It's in Raiders of the Indiana Jones series, so that your types have. No, I have not seen the trailer for Jim Henson documentary. I will have to check that out though. But what I wanted to say though about the cultural impact of Star Wars is. Oh gosh, Phantom Outsider still, dude. Some of these names, Night of the Comet, yes.
Yeah, Night of the Comet.
Kelly Maloney, yeah. But Bachelor Party, yeah, another movie that probably couldn't get made today. Putin's Cat saw it that Star Wars in the theater in a balcony that sat over 1,000 people, huge and curved. So,
wow,
it was 2 hours 21 minutes for Gwagnar for Hungry. Wow.
Yeah.
So Wes Cagle said all the. Had 2 screens, an upper balcony as well. The TIE fighters made his ears bleed in 77, but I loved it. Yeah, that screaming noise. So, yes, exactly. Yeah, right, Lisa. You dadgummit, if I went to watch a movie with you, you would stand in line for 2 hours. You would. You would. If it was just the right thing. So, Hungry said, favorite films: Nightmare on Elm Street, Beverly Hills Cop, Company of Wolves, Ghostbusters, Ice Pirates, Terminator, Razorback. To the point of the cultural significance of Star Wars, I think because it was not so. Can I say Star Trek or sci-fi is like niche? Would that? Can I say that? Would it be in a proper application, Daisy?
Well, it's a
Well,
different type of. It's just a
okay,
different type of sci-fi.
okay. Well,
It's less pew pew. It's a bit more
would you
cerebral.
say it? Would you say it's less for general audiences because of the nature of it?
I don't know. A lot of people were in there watching
Okay,
the Star
all right.
Trek movies with us. I think it's just a different. You know, like when you were saying, "Well, what do you mean you haven't seen Police Academy
Okay,
and yada yada?" And I
right.
said,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not my type
Right.
of comedy." Well,
Okay.
Star Trek and Star Wars are not the exact same
Right.
kind of sci-fi. So,
Right. Yes, and yes, people would stand in line for Lisa and Lisa's cooking, especially.
mm-hmm.
Tina had spent almost 6 hours in line to see Return of the Jedi. Well,
Yep.
now that I've gone in a circle because I get carried away. I love this conversation tonight, folks, and this has been a wonderful evening with you, Daisy, and with you guys in the chat. Star Wars, we had drive-in theaters, and I know that we saw something when I was younger, but the first movie I truly remember actually watching was Star Wars in 1977. And when it came out, I would
Mm-hmm.
have only been 6. I would have been approaching 7. I that and we talk about the cultural significance. See, because we talk about how long the lines were and all that stuff. That is the first and the only movie that I've ever watched with my parents and my grandparents ever
Mm-hmm.
in a
Mm-hmm.
theater. And that really is where my memories from Star Wars began and came from. That my mom would get toys and all this over the years and then back them up and save them for me. But I can just remember to this day, I love my grandparents, and I swear my grandmother was all Henry, Jimmy, oh Tom, and with C3PO. My granddad was R2D2, like I'm going to do what I want to. Bye, see ya. It was truly, they truly was cinema verite with the two of them. You know, she's like,
mm-hmm.
"Don't do that." Other, and he just went, "I'm just doing whatever," and he just whatever. He actually,
Yeah.
she had a beauty shop once, and he was calling to order food ahead of time, and the barbecue place, and then he called a number, and he's like, and the lady answered. It was one of my grandmother's customers, and he asked, "Is this the pig?" So,
Jeez.
so it's like my grandparents were. So that to me, that's why sometimes I get so worked up on the Star Wars franchise. That's where sometimes I'm so passionate. I really do still believe that people have. I've had great debates with so many people, things like that. But that's why I am the way I am on certain things with Star Wars. That's why the originals will always stick better to me than anything else, whether it's the prequels, sequels, things like that. I mean, and that to me is what made to me Star Wars much more relevant in a bigger scope. And maybe it's a personal experience. Everybody can be different with it, but I think that more people had those type of experiences with Star Wars than they have with Star Trek over the years. I think that we see that through the expanded universe with the books, which Kathleen Kennedy said did not exist. Oops, I'm sorry, I broke my rules, Stacey. I'm sorry. Sorry, but
You that the name that shall not be said.
I know. I did it. I broke. I'm sorry. I'm like,
She who shall not be
yes, I know.
named.
I know, but comic books and all that stuff. It's just like, but it's all that stuff just means a lot to me, and
Well,
that's
there
where
was
I'm
an
going.
extended universe for Star Trek too.
Hmm. Oh, Curtis
There are
Selby.
there are books. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Curtis Selby said he remembers seeing the theater was support your local sheriff.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Yeah, but yeah, I do know because I do have actually one comic book of Star Trek from the motion picture.
Yeah, but
So I
they had
did.
like paperbacks too of different stories in that universe.
Hello, Spicy Peach.
Hello, Spicy Peach.
Hey, all right. So, but DMK reference. What was it from? Anyone else? DMK.
Don't know. Sorry.
Mm,
I'm
let's see. Do not bash SpongeBob. Do not bash SpongeBob. Hungry.
I mean, we avoid
SpongeBob's
SpongeBob. SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob saved me in my mental health many, many days. So, but yes, actually, by the way, Hungry Boy, for you, we went through a couple movies in 1984 where we had a young Will Wheaton in several roles.
Oh God, I know. I
I
have a
know.
migraine.
Let me not hurt Daisy. So,
Shush up.
yeah. And Daisy, Lisa loves the Bad Batch. Watch the Bad Batch. Pretty good. Awesome.
Yeah, it's not bad for a cartoon. It's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. But DMK, I wonder if it has. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh, now the floodgates are open. What is the DMK though? I do not.
Can we say it? Is it not safe for?
Yeah, that's right. Can we say it? But yeah, if it's, I think that it. I wonder if it's some kind of a what from a movie.
Well, I assume it's a movie reference.
Well, wait. I know MDK from
Demolition Man. It's from Night of the Comet. DMK from the Night of the Comet.
It's been a while since I've seen Night of the Comet, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Night of the Comet recently, so I don't know. Sorry.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of Kelly Maloney, hey, Chopping Mall was another one, but it was not 1984. And hello to Parkours.
Hello.
Good to see you tonight. We made Hungry's Night talking about SpongeBob. So exactly. So Lisa!
Liam used to watch SpongeBob SquarePants. That's why I know the song.
Yeah.
The cartoons.
I don't know how serious this question. Romancing the Stone. Should they have a scene of an explosive stream of hot liquid hot magma?
No, sorry. That wouldn't have gone with the alligator.
That wouldn't have gone with the alligator. All right. We have got 19 people here. Thank y'all so much for being in here tonight. You guys rock. So just remember, folks, in 30 minutes, we're going to go live with a squirrel stream tonight. So there's going to be a quick turnaround with some other people, but we're going to end up finishing up a few more minutes with Daisy Blossom here while we're here and finish the top 10 movies and sales. And hello, CLS Studio. How are you tonight? So,
I think that has something to do with was the initials of the player on the video game that wasn't the lead. The high scores on the video game and the license plate at the end of the movie.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I remember now. I do. I remember. Yeah. So when you used to go to the arcade, you couldn't put your full name in. Mm-hmm. So if you had one of the high scores, however many they put, 5 or 10, you'd put your initials in it.
Yeah.
And those were the initials that were in there. And then at the end of the movie, because nobody knew who DMK was, it was on a license plate of a car that drove away at the end of the movie. I'm pretty sure that's what the reference is.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. All right. Well, we figured that out. It's so cool to see all these people coming in now. Putin owns pole position. We can actually talk about video games of the 80s. Well, let's look at the top 10. The number 10 was like Tina said earlier about Cute Butt, Daryl Hannah. Number 10 is Splash. With right short of $70 million in gross domestic sales.
I can see that. She was a good mermaid.
Yeah. Number 9 is Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, at about $76.5 million. So, now, folks, if you have it, CLS, Max Redstone, CLS, Spicy Peach, you that have come in near the end, we also have at Parkours, what is your favorite 1984 movie? Or list a few that you like. So, feel free to tell us, and also vote in the poll there that we have. So I'm getting to be a celebrity with these numbers. Oh, shucks. Well, I'll just be common on me. That's what I'll say. Yeah. Hey, gang, but in all seriousness, share the stream out. Bring friends in. Bring people in. I went 600. Actually, I went from 631 to 629 thanks to YouTube. So let's get to 750. See if it'll drive me to 750 in a month, and we'll have a great
woohoo. Let's go.
We'll go great. We'll have a great celebration. Maybe I'll break out the 24-hour celebration again.
Oh, good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yes. See, 80 videos games. I can't get
Defender. I love Defender. Okay.
Oh, Joust, all kinds of stuff. All right, we got Daisy. We're gonna have another stream just for video games too. We're gonna have shows 5 nights of the week, Daisy. Just kidding. I know. I don't think your son would like that. I think
no. I do stream on Twitch every once in a while with my son.
Yes. Well, guess what? Romancing the Stone was 8.
There we go.
But it gained 76.5 million. It literally was.
We're doing math in our head, I can tell.
Why do you say that like that? You sound like Lisa.
Because it sounds like you're doing math in your head.
Well, you sound like Lisa in my brain about the countries I'm trying to write, states I'm trying to write down. 100,162 dollars more than Star Trek Wrath of
Wow, that's close.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Oh, Max is off for dinner. Hello. Join us again a little bit later, Max. Have dinner. Bring some food back.
Enjoy dinner.
Hey, Wade.
Hi, Wade. Welcome in.
Number 7 is that god-awful movie from the pits of Hades that encouraged all kids to rebel against their parents. Footloose.
Footloose. But the song was good.
I hated the song because of the movie.
Okay. I didn't see the movie.
Oh, God. CLS now. Lisa, what do you think about this comment? We can talk about this if you show up to the squirrel panel later. He says,
I don't think I sound like Lisa. That's a bad thing.
You. I thought he was talking about me, but no. Oh, he's talking about you.
Well, no, he's saying you said you sound like Lisa, and he's saying that, Dad, man, that's not a bad thing. Okay. As in, my sounding like Lisa is a good thing.
Because I agree, because Lisa's doing this thing, psyching me out on my own show with trying to pick states, and you're sitting there like you're doing math in your head. The school teacher
I do math in my head, but yes, I could hear your brain doing math in your head because I'm a former teacher.
Well, that's how Lisa
I can do math in my head.
Well, see, Lisa guesses the answer half the time based on my pauses and stuff like that. So
yeah, you have tells.
Exactly. So yes. I refuse to suffer through that god awful pits of Hades.
I did not.
That and Dirty Dancing.
I never saw either of them.
I know. Psyching me out. Yeah. Lisa does. I'm gun shy when she's on. I got to be careful now how I do it. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Tina. Awesome. Yes. Yeah, definitely. Please go back and watch what you missed. Well, we're going to try to wrap up in the next 10 minutes. So, Daisy, are there any other things? I'm going to finish the top 10 real quick.
No, go ahead and finish the top 10.
Number 6, Police Academy. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm still not going to see it.
Yes, you will. We have got to have a watch party. I will start doing watch
No.
Yes. So, yes, and Hungry and I have done a show on that, and we need to do some of the others. Oh, by the way, Hungry, I learned tonight that Tina has, I think, the whole collection of Police Academy movies, so that's something we may need to get back up on our the horse scene. Yeah, the horse scene. Yeah. The Blue Oyster Bar. Number 5, though, is another movie that got a lot of love. The Karate Kid.
Oh, nice.
90.8.
It was a good movie. Wax on, wax off.
Jeez. Hungry said that I'll watch. Daisy will watch Police Academy when he watched Porky's 2. Okay.
Oh, God, I haven't seen that either.
See, Curtis said, I finally watched Dirty Dancing near the end of my marriage. It wasn't the worst thing I ever saw. It also wasn't the best.
That's good.
I hate when dads are I don't know. And that was before I was even a dad. By the way. All right. Number 4, Gremlins at 153 million. We got a big spread from 5 to 4 from so about 63 million more. Gremlins.
Wow.
Number 3, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom at 179 million. So
it was a follow-up to a fantastic movie. Doesn't surprise me.
Yep. CLS, take care. Thank you for coming by. And actually, thank you for staying in chat with us for the time that you could.
Yes, thank you. That. Have a good evening.
Gremlins and Hungry, if we're going to the scroll stream a little bit, we can continue some of the talk on this a little bit later if you'd like to. We'll see where it goes because we have no topic for our scroll streams. We do whatever we feel. And so, yeah, exactly. Exactly, Kurt Selby. And that, like I said, I was like 16 when I was I'm not even 14 when Footloose came out. I was like 19 in college when Dirty Dancing came, and that was a long time ago. I guess I'm a trendsetter, Daisy.
You knew you were going to be a dad before you were a dad.
I know, exactly. I have not seen this one, but that sounds
I
kind of interesting.
I have seen it, but it once, and I do not remember it. It was a very long time ago.
Gotcha. Number 2 with 224 million is The Great Beverly Hills Cop.
That makes sense.
Yep. So guess what the number one highest grossing American by domestic box office revenue?
Wow, and you haven't already said it.
No.
Well. I'm trying to figure out. I have no idea.
My birthday?
Ghostbusters.
Yes, Ghostbusters.
That makes sense. Yes. I'm sorry. I forgot about Ghostbusters.
You know what movie is not on this list?
There's lots of them.
The Terminator especially.
Yeah.
I mean, for all that
but it was the first one.
Yeah, it just...
Yeah, it might have depended on when it came out. Because some of the weeks or months were crammed with a lot of movies coming out.
Yeah, they did. Some of those movies had quite a few big time movies in on top of each other. So,
yep.
Yeah, it was really, really so.
But it's odd that it's not even in the top 10.
I know, but it was really dark. It was considered also horror futuristic. It wasn't just sci-fi.
That's true. Yes,
it had a lot of the horror element, which was probably strong for a lot of people back then.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it, and I don't like horror, but some of it was very scary. I mean, the fact that it will come after you, will not stop. It doesn't matter. It's just going to keep coming after you. That's a terrifying thought of a monster that's hunting you down to kill you.
Yeah, and he will not. He will. It's like Smokey the Bandit. He will not run until you're in jail, except he's going to kill you. Oh my goodness! So, all right. Well, let's see then. So that's it for 1984, folks. A top 10 again in order: Ghostbusters, Beverly Hills Cop, Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Gremlins, Karate Kid, Police Academy, Footloose, Romancing the Stone, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, and Splash are your top 10. And hello, yeah, Lisa, that was also George C. Scott. Yes, that was a 1984 release, and she says that seductively. Hello, Lady V. Hello.
Hello.
Back to you. Exactly. Yeah, that's one of the top 3. The Hungry. Wes Cagle, I agree with you. And Daisy and I also talked about the Terminator movies, and I like Terminator better than Terminator 2. I always did.
I do too, but Terminator 2 was a very close second for me.
It was.
But the first one was better for me.
You know what I remember with Terminator 2 was the marketing. All the Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, they all had all this stuff in the content.
Tie-ins.
It's like, oh my gosh, talk about the marketing, and that was just incredible, because I think that and that predated the Phantom Menace by about 10 years. So yeah, it was interesting to see how that all that went with the marketing, but it was new though, having the liquid metal. That's sure.
That was very cool. When he was part of the floor, the floor, the black and white checkered floor, and he came up from that out of the floor. That was an amazing special effect.
That it was. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up. Do you have any? Oh, wait, hold on, Wes Cagle. See, this is you guys in the chat. Feel free to come back with us in about 20 minutes, because I'll have Hungry Boy and possibly a few others with me. We're going to keep the midnight party going tonight and have some fun with us too. This one, yes, I like Aliens.
I like Alien.
I like the bang bang pew pews, but sit your butt down, Hungry. Grab your pants. Keep your panties on. And here, I like Aliens better than Alien, but I have never seen Alien.
You've never seen Alien?
Never wanted to see it.
Oh wow!
Because I was just a bunch of people running around scared with flamethrowers. Why didn't you have a damn gun on the ship beforehand? I'm like, I know it's a salvage crew, I know all that stuff, but it's like, I
No pew pew, no like. I get it.
no, no. Well, you never know what happens on streams around here these days. So, aliens, Ripley,
you never see the bottom half of streamers anyway.
Nope. And when I'm working from home, I do not show my bottom. I say seated the whole time. I put a collar on.
do not be on a Zoom call and stand up. Not a good idea.
Lady V, I'll leave you with that thought, or Lisa. And Lisa, I'm sure is going to give me a crappy joke at some point. But hey, seriously though, Alien, I've never seen it, but this Saturday we have tickets.
Oh,
this is not good. It's the 45th anniversary of Alien.
Oh my God, it's 45 years old. Lord.
So
I'm so old.
So it's like, so Saturday we got tickets. I will go watch Alien in the theater. I will.
Good.
I'm not going to have a drink. I'm not going to have popcorn. I might have a drink only for emergency, but I'm not going in with popcorn. I'm going to go. Hungry, you can do whatever you want to in the comfort of your own home. I thought you get more excited about me talking about that I was going to see Alien than putting pants on. So, whatever, you're a grown man, whatever you do. Pants optional. Welcome to Dadman Squirrel Streams Late Night with Dadman Parties. Pants optional. There you go.
Instead of wax on, wax off, pants on, pants off.
Lady V's already banned pants, so forget pants optional. So. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I've had Mr. Angel. I've had so many people tell me squirrel guards.
Squirrel guards.
I've had people tell me I'll like it, to definitely see it in the theater, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and watch it and see what it's about, you know. So,
Lady V.
Sure, while we're at it.
Okay, in the 70s, that's what we did. Okay. But we were talking about the 80s, not the 70s.
Yeah. I tell you what, Hungry, if you're available, I will, if I am not committed to something else Saturday night after I watch the movie, if you're available Saturday night, my time, before karaoke and I'm done, or after, I will do a stream with you and we can talk about Alien. Okay? So there.
It's a good movie. I hope you like it. I don't know. Okay. Knowing you, maybe not, but I really loved it. I really loved it.
All right. Well, see, I'm not sure what way the Kegel's saying. No pants or the burning the.
Yeah, I think we're.
Well, hey, we crossed over into our late nights.
Yeah. I know. We are on YouTube, so we're gonna cut it out now, people.
We're good. Hey, we love the push the parameters here.
Oh yes, let's.
Yes. But Daisy,
okay.
Thank you for tonight and all. I like this format tonight. This is the first time we've done it where we just kind of
ripped off a year instead of a movie or the set.
Yes. Oh gosh. Now Tina says, I think Terminator is the best example of sci-fi horror, and Terminator 2 is the best example of sci-fi action. See, that's interesting. Tina makes that point because I've actually heard people talk. See, I always thought sci-fi was everything, Star Wars and all that stuff together. Then I heard of science fiction or science fantasy, but now they see distinguish between sci-fi horror and sci-fi action.
Well, Alien is more of sci-fi horror, and Aliens is kind of two moms trying to protect their kids. So maybe more of an action-ish like. So the first two Alien movies are not exactly the same.
Right.
Like Terminator and Terminator 2. Yeah. I agree.
So I guess Alien would be more in the sci-fi horror, and Aliens would be the sci-fi action then.
Kind of, yeah. That's what I would say. Yeah. But
cool. All right. Well, great point, Tina. Wonderful. Thank you for that point here. Exactly. So, Daisy, do you want to talk about Liam's channel? Do you want to say something real quick, or do you have any other thoughts or notes before we close out? I hit these last.
I don't have any more notes. I think the chat was amazing. Thank you, guys. Yes. I love reading all of your stuff and very active chat. Love it.
Exactly. Now Lisa's yelling. I guess somehow I threw her in the pants discussion. Only because, Lisa, you get blamed for everything, So even when you're not here, so you got to show up all the time. And Hungry
she wears a skirt. She's Supergirl.
No, there you go. All right. Well, Hungry loved this format, so and Lisa's telling everybody to keep their clothes on. So.
Mine are on. Thank you. Yes, all of them.
Exactly. So Wes Cagle, it's Tina, the Terminator is good sci-fi horror. In his opinion, Alien is the best example of that. So, okay. Edge of Time, welcome. Well, good game. Footloose, Get Goose, Don't Read the Sunday News, Cheese, Louise, my dog has fleas, Jack, smokes crack, the stuff that's whack, loose your boat. That's the only thing of the song. The song was okay. I like that. Edge of Time, welcome. Hello, how are you tonight? Welcome
in.
But yes, definitely thank you, Lisa.
Thank you guys.
Yes, Lisa is psychic. I'm telling you, she psychs me out when we play our states game. Because Dad Man, it's Virginia. Why? Because you paused. Or you said Virginia or something. So anyway, but yes. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and end. Folks, join me in about 10 more minutes. We're going to have a late night squirrel stream. We have no topics, but we may carry over some of the talk from this into that. But I've got to let Daisy go. Daisy's been here 2.5 hours, and Daisy is my regular co-host once a month. We've kind of missed the last month or two. Life has been interesting. But it's been such a pleasure to have you back tonight, Daisy, and to really get to talk and spend time with you, my friend.
Yes, thank you. I very much enjoyed it.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, with that note, folks, let me do this. Let's see. Let me do one pitch here on the way out. And like I said, don't go too far. Get you a midnight snack, some milk, cookies, beverage of choice, or whatever else. But join us Friday night, though. Daisy will return with the boys, JT Kirk and Hungry Boy, as we get back into Buck Rogers. It's our next to last week that we have coming up, and 2 more episodes that we have: The Hand of the Goral and Testimony of a Traitor. So exactly, exactly. Hey, Dad Man gives you an intermission. So there you go. Not like the movie theaters now. So,
Dad Man, you need to end the poll.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. So I will talk about that later. Come back for that, or I'll talk more about that on Friday night, because I do need to end here, but I also need to end the poll. Thank you. Now Daisy's my other Lisa tonight. So we ended it with which movie did you like best? Ghostbusters wins at 46%. Wow, The Never Ending Story
caught up.
Second.
Yeah, 30%. It had 0.
I know. Terminator at 19%. Beverly Hills Cop, wow, got left in the dust. So
26 votes. Excellent. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, that's crazy. Let me see how things have gone with this. So, you know what, Putin's Cat, just for you, I might have to watch Galactica 80 just because I've never seen it before. And why not have fun? If you're going to embrace the carnage and stuff, why not why not? Did you ever see Galactica 80, Daisy?
I do not remember.
Okay.
I mean, I saw the old Battlestar Galactica on TV, but I don't remember whether I saw this one.
Lisa said the poll is rigged. Putin's Cat is saying no about 1980. And yeah, we'll miss you, Curtis. Hopefully you can at least let us put you to sleep. We'd like to do that. He's got GB1. So, all right. Who are the trolls that piled in? We ended up getting 25 likes on the street tonight. And hey, yeah, evil laugh.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, you ladies and your evil laugh. So join us Friday night for that. We appreciate your support. Join us in about 10 minutes now. And y'all have a wonderful, few minutes. Go see you soon. Daisy, thank you again. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.